In the criminal justice system, the people,
Pimps, addicts, thieves, bums, winos, girls who can't keep an address, and men who don't care,
are represented by two separate yet equally important groups.
A cop, a flatfoot, a bull, a dick, John Law, you're the fuzz, the heat, you're poison, you're trouble, you're bad news.
These are their stories.
Everybody's favorite gold bar hoarding senator is in the middle of a corruption trial. As you know, it's not his first corruption trial, as we've detailed for you before. He's been through this. Seems to love that corruption, that Senator Bob Menendez. He is a Democrat. He's on trial on 16 federal corruption counts. He's decided to run for re-election.
What a pair of brass ones, honestly.
On the gold bar ticket.
What?
No. Now, he's running as an independent, and the reason it's significant, he has no chance of winning as an independent in New Jersey, none. But he could be a spoiler in a race that Democrats would normally win. He filed with enough petition signatures, according to the New Jersey Division of Elections. He needed 800 signatures. He had 2,465. And he announced a few months ago that he was not going to seek re-election as a Democrat. But he's now filed and is going to run as an independent. Now, here's why that's significant politically, because the Democrats could lose a seat. But here's why it's significant to Menendez, and here's what's behind it. Menendez now can raise money. And when you're running for office, we've talked about it before, it's just one of the great legal ways that you can get a bunch of money. You can get it through PACs, you can get it in all the legal ways that people can support you and essentially siphon tons of money to you. And then you have a foundation, you have a legitimate arm of re-election that you set up, and people work there, right? Let's say your wife works there, your son works there, your neighbor works there, whatever it may be. You make all kinds of deals to essentially funnel that money through an institution related to your reelection. And that's, I would suggest, what he's going to do. And in so doing, running as an independent, he has no chance of winning the seat, but he has every chance of helping him raise that money to do what? To pay for his defense. It is expensive to fight these various legal battles. You can ask Donald Trump about that. A lot of the money that goes to Trump goes to his lawyers. So it's a funny thing. I know it's a constant joke. Trump's not going to pay his lawyers. Trump's not going to pay his... Trump will pay his lawyers. Trump doesn't pay them. The campaign pays them. So Trump will never spend a dime on his defense. The money from all those Trump faithfuls who have contributed, that money will be directed to his defense and to those lawyers.
At least the defense knows they're actually going to get paid. That's
right.
Nice.
There is that. So, again, this guy who has virtually no shot at winning, Menendez, is into the campaign. Now, just to give you an idea of how much money he's raised, he has nearly $3.6 million in his campaign account, and much of that, again, will go to his criminal defense lawyers. But it's cost him $2 million just between April 1st and May 15th. That's how much it's cost him in legal fees. So it's quite, and it all came from the campaign account. So that's your latest on Menendez, who, as they say, is embroiled in this corruption charge, and 16 of them actually, but in this corruption defense, and that likely will continue, as I say, as those campaign funds are used to fund it. Now, to Minneapolis, a juror dismissed. This just happened yesterday. There is reporting that a woman dropped a bag of $120,000 in cash at her home and offered her more money, this juror, if she would vote to acquit 7 people charged with stealing more than $40 million from a program meant to feed children during the pandemic. These 7 are the first of 70 defendants expected to go to trial in a conspiracy that cost taxpayers $250 million. 18 others have pleaded guilty, and authorities say that they recovered about $50 million in one of the largest pandemic-related fraud cases in the country. Just a fraction of the money raised went to feed low-income kids. The rest was spent on luxury cars, jewelry, travel, and property.
Horrible.
During the trial, defense attorneys questioned the quality of the FBI's investigation, suggesting that this might be more of a case of record-keeping problems. You don't understand. You just have this wrong. This is all mischaracterized. You know, those kids got the food. The 7 initial defendants were affiliated with a restaurant that participated in the food aid program. Those still awaiting trial include the founder, who pleaded not guilty. Anyway, this 23-year-old juror said she turned over the bag of cash to police, and she said a woman left it with her father-in-law with a message that she'd get another bag of cash if she voted to acquit. The defense attorney told the judge that the bag of cash is, quote, a troubling and upsetting accusation. Before allowing the trial to continue with more closing arguments yesterday, the judge questioned the remaining 17 jurors and alternates. None reported any unauthorized contacts, no other bags of cash. But the judge decided to sequester the jury for the rest of the proceeding as a precaution. She said, I don't do this lightly, but I want to ensure a fair trial. There is the cash.
That's
We're
crazy.
showing it to you now.
Man.
It is a wilder and wilder story. Those stories that emerge from the courtrooms in America. The arguments in Donald Trump's Georgia appeal are set for October. And what does that mean? It means that nothing's getting done before the election.
Yeah.
Trump and 8 co-defendants, as you know, have asked the state court of appeals to reverse the decision, keeping Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis in her office on the case because of misconduct allegations. We can talk more about this with David Katz. We'll talk about it with David K. Johnston. But the October 4th scheduling of oral arguments, as I say, guarantees that this trial won't proceed before the election. It's an Airbnb residence in Alhambra, California. The cleaning crew arrives, as they always do. They find 235 pounds of, if you guessed meth, well done. There it is. Tony has it up for you now. You can see it there.
Thanks, Tony.
That's what 235 pounds of meth looks like.
That's quite a party right there. Look
Then
at that.
officers arrive and they discover the boxes full of the drugs. They arrive at the scene and cops say they saw a U-Haul van returning to the location. Oops, we left something behind.
What can you tell us about the scene?
Looks like people have left something behind, Larry.
You know, you see the cops in the driveway, you just keep rolling with that U-Haul van. Just keep going.
It's funny you say that because police say the van quickly, in their words, made a U-turn.
Right?
Quote, thinking they would get away.
Uh-oh.
But 2 people were later arrested on suspicion of transporting narcotics. The criminal activity has no place on Airbnb, said the Airbnb spokesperson. There is more bad stuff that goes down at Airbnbs than any other crew. Our team is working closely with the host to provide support as we stand ready to assist the cops with their investigation. But the meth was confiscated, and that's the end of the situation there at Airbnb. The only thing I would say is imagine having 235 pounds of meth and forgetting it when you leave the Airbnb. I mean, how high do you have to be? They say don't get high on your own supply. And I got to tell you, man, when you leave that kind of haul behind, something weird was going on. That's Law and Disorder.
Tune in again next time for more Law and Disorder on The Mark Thompson Show.
All right, that's it. Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out there.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.